Hello everyone. Today is our second class, let's say, about the Python tag, just introductional content. But today we're gonna go a bit more forward in the things that you can do with the Python tag. So it will be a bit more complicated than the previous video. So basically, what we're gonna do right now, what we want to do here in the scene is iterate into the children objects of the null. So in this case here, you can create this kind of behavior like this. You see, just using some lines of code, right? And you can extend it. Okay, so let's start from scratch and to understand how it works, right? So first of all, we're gonna have the parent null. So this is our object that will contain the Python tag, and we're gonna create the Python tag, and then let's open it. So it will open a screen like this if you double click there. And what do we need to iterate in the children objects? So first of all, we need to define what is the parent object. So obj equal op, that means the tag itself. So op is, let's say, operator, that is basically the tag itself. So op dot get object. So now the object will always be the null. If I have a cube and I move the tag to here, then the object, the obj here, will be the cube. So let's go back and delete the cube. Okay, so now I already collected, let's say, the information. What is my object? And the second thing, I need to collect all the children object. So let's say children equal obj, because it's this object here, obj dot get children, right? So now we have a list. This is a list, right, that contains all the objects that will be child of this null here. So now the third line of the code, we need to define how many objects are in here, right? How many objects are in here? So we're gonna say obj count, right, is equal. In Python, we can, let's say, count the amount of objects in the list using the command len. That means the length of the list. So we're gonna say children. So this is the list, and here we are getting the amount of objects that are in the children list, right? So then we're gonna do some for loop here. It's more complicated, but it's fine. I can explain it later. So now we're gonna do for x. So x is just a variable, right? So for x in range. So range is the amount of times I will iterate into a list of objects. So in this case here, I want to do the loop. Let's say I want to calculate it from 0 until obj count, right? All right, next thing, let's say child is equal children, and now we're gonna use x here. What the x means here, so x is here and is here, so it will count children 0, then we'll do something, and then 1 and then change it to 1, and it will iterate and change this x for the number here starting from 0 until reach the amount of the object count, right? So that's it. So now I will say child, let's use a cube in here. Let's grab position x. So child position x equal, let's do some math here, equal obj, and then we grab this value here, right? Oops, sorry. Let's put in here. Okay, let's remove the null because I want something more, let's say, broad. So obj, as it is internally called here, then I can just grab the tag and place it in another object, and it will iterate in the child as well. Okay, so let's compile it, and then let's finish the math here. So obj vector x, let's multiply it. Let's multiply it by something like multiplied by x. That means the iteration number, right? X is the iteration number. So x multiplied by, I don't know, 0.5. Okay, I think it will do the trick. Okay, I need another parenthesis here. Okay, let's compile it. Maybe there is some, okay, compile, no errors, seems to be doing something, not sure. Let's add another cube here to see. And yeah, it's doing. Okay, let's add more objects here just to clarify what is doing. So basically it will do it will insert a number in the x here, in the x here, for all these objects based in the x from the null. So if I move the null, you see that all they are changing differently, multiplying by this amount here. I can multiply by 1, but it will become much more bigger, I guess, the distance between them, you see? So yeah, it's simple math. All right, so now you know how to iterate in children's of the null. What that means is that if I add, for example, a capsule here in the middle, you see now the capsule's there, and if I do like this, you see that. And you can do it for more stuff. So let's try something different here. Let's say child, let's see this rotation here. No, let's use this. No, let's use this. Okay, B. Okay, child B. Let's remove this, and then equal. Let's grab this thing here. Let's say the same math operation, but instead, let's say, instead here we're gonna use rotation, instead position, rotation, and vector z, right? Oops, caps. All right, now if I rotate the object, what will happen? You see, yeah, there you go. And this is really complex to do without Python. You know, it's not so trivial to make it. Of course, you can do it in Espresso, but it's not that simple. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. You can link everything you want. You can link colors. You can link position, rotation, scale, or whatever. And that's it. Cheers. Bye bye.